From the moment the first hominid gazed up at the night sky and pondered its mysteries, humanity has been on an epic journey. A journey through time marked by innovation, conflict, and the relentless pursuit of understanding our place in the cosmos. And just like the universe itself, history is vast, complex, and awe-inspiring. Today, we embark on our own cosmic voyage, a thrilling expedition through the annals of human civilization. We'll traverse the eons, witnessing the birth of empires, the rise of ideologies, and the indelible footprints left by remarkable individuals who dared to shape the course of history. Get ready to explore the interconnected tapestry of events that have led us to this very moment. From the invention of writing to the digital revolution, we'll uncover the key turning points, the pivotal discoveries, and the enduring legacies that have shaped our world. This is more than just a history lesson. It's a grand cosmic narrative, and we're all characters in its unfolding story. Our journey begins in a land nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, a region known as Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers. Here, amidst the Fertile Crescent, the seeds of civilization were sown. Around 3200 BCE, an extraordinary invention took root, one that would forever alter the course of human history. Picture this, a world without written records, a world where knowledge lived only in the whispers of the wind and the fading memories of elders. This was the reality our ancestors faced until the advent of writing. Imagine the sheer intellectual leap required to transform spoken language into a system of symbols etched onto clay tablets. These markings, known as cuneiform, represented the very first written language. With each wedge-shaped impression, humanity took a giant leap forward. Laws could be codified, trade could flourish, and stories could be passed down through generations, transcending the limitations of time and memory. We journey now from the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates to the sands of ancient Egypt, a land shrouded in mystery and crowned with architectural marvels that have captivated the world for millennia. Looming on the horizon, like colossal guardians of time, are the pyramids, enduring symbols of human ambition, ingenuity, and a profound belief in the afterlife. Imagine standing at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza, its colossal form dwarfing everything in sight. Constructed from over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons, it's a testament to the organizational skills and engineering prowess of a civilization that flourished over 4,500 years ago. These weren't merely tombs for deceased pharaohs. They were intricate complexes designed to guide the pharaoh's soul on its perilous journey through the underworld to the afterlife. The sheer scale of the pyramids, their precise astronomical alignments, and the intricate artwork adorning their inner chambers speak volumes about the Egyptians' cosmological beliefs and their yearning for immortality. From the vast cosmos, let us turn our gaze to a small city-state on the shores of the Aegean Sea. Athens in the 5th century BCE, a time of radical thought and innovation. It was here, amidst the bustling marketplaces and philosophical debates, that a new idea began to take root: democracy. Imagine a society where citizens, not kings or tyrants, held the power to shape their own destiny, where the right to vote wasn't a privilege, but a responsibility, a cornerstone of civic life. This was the Athenian experiment, a bold departure from the monarchies and oligarchies that defined their world. Of course, this nascent democracy was far from perfect. Only free men could vote, excluding women, slaves, and foreigners. Yet the very idea that ordinary people could have a say in their governance was revolutionary. It was a spark that would ignite imaginations across millennia, influencing the very fabric of civilizations to come. From the democratic ideals of Athens, we journey westward to the Italian peninsula, where a new power was rising. Rome, a city-state built on the banks of the Tiber River, would transform from a humble beginning into a vast empire, a story of ambition, conquest, and unparalleled influence. The Roman Republic, with its Senate and citizen soldiers, expanded its reach through military might and strategic alliances. From the Iberian Peninsula to the shores of North Africa, Rome's legions marched, conquering new territories and incorporating diverse cultures into its fold. This expansion, while fueled by military power, was also driven by a pragmatic approach to governance. The Romans excelled at administration, building roads, aqueducts, and cities that connected their vast empire and facilitated trade. Roman law, with its emphasis on justice and order, became the bedrock of legal systems for centuries to come. As the Roman Empire reached its zenith and began its slow decline, a profound shift was taking place in the hearts and minds of humanity. Across the globe, from the Indus Valley to the deserts of Arabia, a new wave of spiritual awakening was dawning, the birth of major world religions. Between 1500 BCE and 600 CE, a period of intense philosophical and spiritual exploration, 5 major religions emerged, each offering its own unique answers to life's big questions: Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. These belief systems, with their emphasis on morality, compassion, and the search for meaning, would profoundly shape the course of human history. From the sacred texts of the Vedas to the teachings of the Buddha, from the Torah to the Bible and the Quran, these religions provided moral compasses, guiding the lives of billions across millennia. They inspired breathtaking art and architecture, from towering temples to magnificent cathedrals and mosques. The Middle Ages, a time often mischaracterized as entirely dark, had its moments of intellectual flicker. But around the 14th century, a new dawn broke across Europe. It wasn't a literal dawn, of course, but a metaphorical one. A reawakening of human curiosity and creativity. This was the Renaissance, a word meaning rebirth. And like a dormant seed bursting forth from the earth, the Renaissance saw an explosion of interest in the classical art, literature, and philosophy of ancient Greece and Rome. Thinkers and artists, no longer content with the medieval focus on the divine, turned their gaze outward toward the natural world and the potential of the human mind. Within the vibrant city-states of Italy, like Florence and Venice, patrons like the Medici family poured their wealth into supporting artists, scientists, and thinkers. This wasn't just about beautiful paintings and sculptures, although those were certainly abundant. This was about questioning, experimenting, and pushing the boundaries of what humans thought possible. From the intricate anatomical drawings of Leonardo da Vinci to the groundbreaking astronomy of Nicholas Copernicus, who dared to place the sun, not the earth, at the center of the solar system, the Renaissance was a time of intellectual ferment. It was a time when the seeds of the scientific revolution were sown, and the world would never be the same. Imagine a time when vast swathes of the earth were still shrouded in mystery, when the shape of the world was debated, and the very idea of reaching the east by sailing west seemed like madness. This was the world on the cusp of the age of exploration, a period driven by a potent mix of curiosity, ambition, and the pursuit of wealth. From the late 15th century and into the 17th century, European powers, driven in part by the search for new trade routes to the east, launched expeditions that would redraw the map of the world. Portugal, under the patronage of Prince Henry the Navigator, led the charge, establishing sea routes around Africa. It was a Portuguese explorer, Vasco da Gama, who in 1498 became the first European to reach India by sea, opening up a lucrative trade route for spices and other goods. This achievement was soon followed by other daring voyages, including Christopher Columbus's fateful journey in 1492. Columbus, sailing for Spain, sought a westward route to Asia, but instead stumbled upon the Americas, forever altering the course of history. His discovery, though the Americas were of course already inhabited by diverse civilizations, ushered in an era of European colonization with far-reaching and often devastating consequences. Imagine a world where everything is made by hand. Clothes, tools, even complex machines, all crafted by skilled artisans, one at a time. This was the reality for most of human history, until a series of inventions in the late 18th century sparked a technological revolution that would reshape societies, economies, and the very fabric of daily life. This was the Industrial Revolution. It began in Great Britain, fueled by a confluence of factors: abundant coal deposits, a spirit of innovation, and a growing population eager for new goods. The invention of the steam engine, a marvel of its time, provided a powerful new source of energy, powering factories and mills that could produce goods on an unprecedented scale. One of the key inventions of this era was the spinning jenny, a machine that dramatically increased the speed of thread production. Suddenly, textiles, once a laborious craft, could be mass-produced, making clothing more affordable and accessible to a wider population. But the Industrial Revolution wasn't just about textiles. It saw the rise of iron production, with blast furnaces churning out vast quantities of iron used to build everything from bridges and railroads to the machines themselves. The invention of the locomotive in the early 19th century revolutionized transportation, connecting distant cities and facilitating the movement of goods and people like never before. The 20th century dawned with a sense of optimism, a belief in progress. But this illusion would be shattered by the outbreak of not one, but two world wars. The first, a clash of empires, ignited by a spark in the Balkans, engulfed Europe and beyond. Imagine trenches stretching for miles, a bleak and muddy labyrinth where young men faced unimaginable horrors. World War I was a conflict unlike any other, driven by new technologies like machine guns and poison gas. Its brutality shocked the world. The war to end all wars, they called it. But the peace that followed was fragile. The Treaty of Versailles sowing the seeds of resentment and future conflict. The world, scarred and disillusioned, limped into the 1920s and 30s, unaware of the even greater darkness looming on the horizon. The end of World War II brought hope for a better future, a world free from the scourge of fascism. Yet even as the world celebrated victory, millions still suffered under the yoke of oppression. Across the globe, from the United States to South Africa, the fight for equality and human rights continued. In America, a movement was born in the segregated South, where African Americans were denied basic freedoms. Men, women and children, tired of the indignities of Jim Crow laws, rose up to demand justice and an end to discrimination. At the forefront of this struggle stood a young minister named Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose words resonated with the power of his dream. "I have a dream," he proclaimed, "that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." For almost 3 decades, the city of Berlin stood as a stark symbol of a world divided. A concrete barrier, slicing through the heart of a city, a nation, and indeed an ideology. The Berlin Wall, erected in 1961, became an iron curtain made real, separating East and West Germany, communism from capitalism and hope from despair. On one side, the Communist German Democratic Republic, heavily guarded, restricted movement, controlled information. On the other, the Federal Republic of Germany, a symbol of democratic ideals and economic prosperity. The wall itself, a canvas for protest, a testament to human resilience, and a stark reminder of the political tensions that gripped the world. The wall's construction was a pivotal moment in the Cold War, a geopolitical chess match between the United States and the Soviet Union. It was a tangible manifestation of the ideological battle lines drawn after World War II, a conflict that shaped the latter half of the 20th century. Families were divided, lives were disrupted, and the very fabric of a nation was torn apart. From the abacus to the printing press, humanity's quest to store and share information has driven innovation for millennia. But nothing could have prepared us for the seismic shift that began in the late 20th century. The digital revolution. This revolution, fueled by the invention of the transistor, the integrated circuit and ultimately the microchip, ushered in an era unlike any other. The internet, once a tool for academics and researchers, evolved into a global network connecting billions of people and devices. Information, once confined to libraries and archives, became instantly accessible. The world, once vast and disconnected, began to shrink, bound together by invisible threads of data. This digital transformation touched every aspect of human life. Communication was revolutionized with email, text messaging, and video calls. Commerce moved online, creating new industries and transforming traditional ones. Education, entertainment, healthcare, no sector remained untouched by the digital wave. The digital revolution empowered individuals like never before. It gave a voice to the voiceless, connected people across continents, and democratized access to information. It fostered collaboration, sparked innovation, and accelerated the pace of human progress. From the invention of writing to the fall of the Berlin Wall and the rise of the digital age, we've journeyed through some of the most pivotal moments in human history. Each event, a thread in the vast tapestry of time, intricately woven together, shaping the world we inhabit today. But this tapestry is far from complete. History is not merely a story we tell about the past, it is a living, breathing narrative that we continue to write every single day. Each one of us, with our actions, our choices, and our contributions, adds to the rich and complex story of humankind. So stay curious, question everything, never stop exploring the world around you and the forces that have shaped it. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, give this video a like, share it with your fellow time travelers, and subscribe for more explorations into the vast and fascinating universe of knowledge.